This is Energy Perspectives, a weekly podcast produced in Guyana that delves into the developments unfolding in the world's fastest growing economy.
Hi there. Welcome to this week's episode of the Energy Perspectives podcast. My name is Guyana Wilberg, and I'm the Chief Executive Officer of the Guyana Energy Conference. We're coming to you from day one of this exciting event, and I'm honored to have on our podcast Mr. J. Hunter Farris, Senior Vice President of Deepwater at ExxonMobil. Sir, welcome to our program. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. It's really a pleasure to be here also.
Great. So I want to jump straight into our questions.
Sure.
Back in 2019, before Guyana hit first oil, you expressed excitement about Guyana's potential and alluded to the new chapter that awaits us. Fast forward to 2025, 46 discoveries later. Did Guyana supersede your expectations?
Yeah, great question. It's been remarkable. It's been a remarkable journey. And maybe to answer your question very directly, did it exceed my expectations? No.
Oh.
Not at all. Because I knew that my company, ExxonMobil, we're going to do what we say we're going to do, and we're going to bring our very best. So you think about where we've come from. I mean, Guyana always thought that there was oil and gas. We always knew, and we had some hypotheses of the area. We studied it for a long time, and this was our shot to go make it happen. And so now, the last time I was here at the conference was in 2019, and that was right before.
Yes.
Right before we had
That's
production. Right before. Now if I fast forward 5 years from that, to today, we have over 650,000 barrels a day of production online through 3 world-class projects. Completely unheard of in our industry and in the deepwater space. This whole expectation, I knew we would bring our best. I knew we'd do what we say we're going to do. And then I've been very pleased, if you will, by the outcome, and how quickly, responsibly, safely, we've been able to not only find, a frontier resource, but develop it at really industry-leading pace that then brings significant value, to the people of Guyana. And that's what our job is.
I'm glad you mentioned the scale of the resource and the output that we have on a daily basis. But I want to look at it holistically. ExxonMobil has said that Guyana has unlocked, that its partners, you've unlocked 11 billion barrels of oil equivalent. What are your thoughts about that scale of resources that have been unlocked? How would you describe it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's not my words, but the words within our industry, the words across different countries, is that now Guyana is an oil superpower. I mean, it is on the map. I mean, you just look at what it's doing, on the production per capita. You look at what it's doing to, just the growth within the country. I mean, it's becoming a very, very important part of the energy mix, providing affordable, reliable energy to the world, what the world desperately needs as the world continues to grow, evolve, and then develop. So it's just so rewarding to be a part of that happening. And to put that 11 billion in context, we've got three projects that are currently online. And we've got another 3 that are in various stages of development. We'll be starting up the 4th project, later this year. We got the 5th one the year after that. Yes. We got the 6th one the year after that. Yes. To where by the end of the decade, we'll be producing nearly 500 million barrels of oil in a single year. Wow. And if I were to put that in a daily rate, that's 1.3 million barrels per day. A very, very significant, part of the energy, solution, the energy equation.
Indeed.
For the world. So we're super proud of just what we've been able to do to date, and as we're continuing to optimize, as we're bringing on more, and we know that we've got a lot to do, and we will do that without a doubt.
Thank you.
Because again, I just want to bring it back,
Absolutely.
Because, our number one role in partnering with Guyana is to bring the best of ExxonMobil and to help very thoughtfully find and develop produce, the country's resources that brings value to all of the stakeholders and, all the men and women and children that will benefit from this for decades to come.
Thank you, sir. Now, it took Exxon and its partners 16 years before the first well was drilled. Then came, of course, the massive scale of resources that we just talked about. Taking this into account, what advice do you have for Guyanese companies who are now eyeing the opportunities available to be potential explorers of this basin?
Yeah. Well, with what comes with oil and gas, in the industry, there'll be lots of opportunities, whether directly within oil and gas or, kind of the ripple effect that will create and all the different opportunities that will occur, now that there is, a very sizable, important, industry at play. But for the new folks coming in with aspirations of exploration, it's not for the faint at heart. It's not, it is complex, it's challenging. We talk about this as a frontier, area, and in that deep water space, the Liza-1 discovery, is 200 kilometers offshore, right? The water depth is about 1,600 meters or about a mile deep. Where we found oil accumulations is another 3,500 meters beneath the sea floor. Yeah, and you kind of put all that together and then you find it, and then it's so important that you're able to take the best science, the best engineering, the capability of our industry, and then bring it together and then thoughtfully go after it, and then it's a bit of a big bet, and then but as you drill wells and as you collect data, it's very, very important that you're able to kind of take that data, connect the dots, integrate, that across, all of your different ideas and hypotheses, to then give it your best shot and then go after it. So for the folks, the Guyanese that are looking to go into that, I think it'll be very important that they partner, with industry expertise, and that they do have, a very thoughtful approach, a disciplined approach, as they go, and in order to kind of bring in that expertise, but then the technology and the know-how that it's going to take to be able to exploit potentially other opportunities within Guyanese waters.
I do like that particular piece of advice, because even ExxonMobil, a superpower of its own, finds the right partners to go into these ventures. You have two partners in the Stabro block, Hess and CNOOC.
Correct.
So indeed, that is a sound advice in which the company itself is implementing.
Correct.
So I want to close by just getting your overall thoughts on the Guyana Energy Conference and Supply Chain Expo, this platform you presented this morning, and it was indeed such an insightful perspective you offered about your time in 2019. Fast forward to today, where Guyana is. What are your thoughts about the power of this platform in bringing the right stakeholders together?
Yeah, no, it's super rewarding. One, to be here, but then just, two, to see the progress, and see this conference and, how it's growing, how it's bringing, industry together, entrepreneurs together, bringing governments together. I mean, just the amount of collaboration, the buzz in the air, the excitement in the room, people, again, connecting dots.
That's right.
And integrating for the future. I mean, you can just see everyone's head and think around how, they can be a meaningful contributor to the transformation that's happening within Guyana. And this conference is just so, fundamental to enabling that. I mean, you walk up and down the halls, all the different accents, the different nationalities, the place, you have Guyanese coming in, right, from other parts of the world, right, taking interest in their home country. I mean, it is just, for me to be in my industry, I'm super proud of what we do, but then to be able to do it in a country like Guyana that has always thought that they had oil and gas, and they always wanted their opportunity, and be the one that brings that to the table. And then to bring our best. I'll keep saying that, bring our best, because it's super important that we do so. To make all of this a reality, and and it's not just I'm not taking credit. I'm a part of it, and that's what makes me proud. And everything else that comes together. I mean, it is the thought leaders. It is the leadership across government. It is the business community. And how everyone really recognizes the opportunity that's in the best interest of the country, and we're all kind of grabbing the rope and pulling it in the same direction. And it's leading to great things. And I will be blessed, to continue to watch and follow Guyana, in the years and decades to come, because we are just at the beginning.
Indeed, we are. Mr. Hunter, I'd like to thank you so much for your insightful contributions, which have powered the Energy Perspectives podcast today. So thank you once again. And to our viewers, please continue to stay tuned as we bring you more insightful perspectives from thought leaders here and around the world visiting for the Guyana Energy Conference and Supply Chain Expo. Stay tuned.
Thank you for listening to the Guyana Energy Perspectives podcast. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.